All right, September 10th, 2024, end of the third quarter. A lot of good stuff getting ready to happen as we head into 2025. All right, so Daniel, let's go to the first slide. What are some bucket bills? Who's done something really great, or who's done something really great for you that you're thankful for? Let's start out the meeting with a little bit of gratitude.
Well, Daniel, thank you for always helping.
Well,
Always, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
there you go. Who else? Yeah, where do you want? Nobody's grateful for anything or has any bucket?
It's my first time doing one of those, but I do want to say smaller vendors.
Thank you.
I think she said the name.
Thank you. All right, let's get on with the next slide. So if the market doesn't dictate whether or not we succeed, it only tells us where we're going to, right? Or that how we're going to succeed. I read that a little bit. So what does that mean to you? Yeah, wait.
So we need to adjust.
Yeah, exactly. And so the thing is in any real estate market, no matter how bad or how good it is, right? Our transactions take place. Yeah, I mean, even in 08, when we would consider that to be like one of the worst markets we ever had, right? That was actually the busiest for my career. And I was working for a lot of banks, selling a lot of foreclosures, and because I adapted early enough to be able to make sure that I got those contacts, those banks. Because I knew where the market was going. And I think that's one of the big things that we need to make sure that we're aware of. And I think that's the trap that especially a lot of newer agents get into. Because a lot of them get into the business when the market's really hot. Because they see, hey, you know, my friend just got into the business last year and he made $200,000 in his first year. That's amazing. I'm going to go do that too. And then they go and do that. And in year one, they do, and they're thinking, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm going to be wealthy and I'm going to be rich and all those other good stuff. And then the market changes. And they don't adapt to it because they don't know what they need to do to adapt to it, right? So we always got to be cognizant of what's going on. And ultimately, top agents make great money and do great business no matter what the market does. We might think things that we do. Because we go into any kind of thing thinking, hey, this has always worked for me. It's going to work forever. You're going to go through some up and down times. Okay.
Can you read that? Sorry.
What's that?
Can you read that out loud?
Yeah. So Lori is asking for everybody to join her brokers open today from 12 to 2:30. The address is 2275 West 25th Street, number 101. San Pedro, just beyond Trump's golf course, away from slide area. Over 55 community with executive golf course and pickleball. Beautiful new clubhouse and ocean views from many units, including mine. Call me with any questions, and Lori's number is 310-890-9210.
Thank you, Laura.
Sorry. Next slide. We got some September birthdays, so next time you see any of these people, make sure that you wish them a happy birthday. So happy birthday to James, Amina, Sue, Kara, Andika, Stephen, Brooke, Christina, Elsie, Chandler, Glenda, Joel. And Melody, what's the magical day for you?
September 26th.
September 26th. So we got some time. I think it's great.
Yeah. That's all, yeah.
Our next slide is we have some September celebrations. So these are some people that joined the KW family in September. So Winona, Yanjing, John, Malika, Alicia, Alina, Amy, and Stephen, Tiffany, Elena, Scott, Jackie, Laura, Rod, and Seal. So wish them happy anniversary when you get a chance to do that as well. Okay. So we want to thank our sponsor today for bringing us breakfast and for being such an amazing partner to our agents. I know a lot of you guys know about Petco. I've been around for a long time, have an amazing product. I have a bunch of knives from like years and years ago that still are sharp as ever from Petco at my own house. And so let's welcome our vendor. Let's give her a big hand and tell us a little bit about this. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Francine with Petco Closing Gifts. Francine built it like a hotel, but we're not related, so gotta work with you guys. Who here's heard of Petco or Petco Closing Gifts? Awesome, seeing that. For those of you who are not familiar, you're probably wondering like, what do knives have to do with real estate? That's what I'm going to share. You guys know NAR by now. And actually did a study. They said that about 80% of people said that they would use their agent again, they liked them, they would refer them to family and friends and such. But can you guess after just 2 years, what percent of people can even name their agent after just 2 years? Just take a guess. It lingered between 8 to 13%. It's pretty low, right? After just 2 years, too long. What does that mean for you guys? That means that the business is going to someone else, right? So what my goal here is to help you with the system in place, create that top of mind awareness, so that your clients remember who you are, the services that you provide, long after the close. We spoke with a lot of agents, and a lot of the feedback we received is that some of the problems that or shortcomings that they're having were with their closing gifts. You guys named some popular closing gifts that we've seen given at the closing people. Oh, yeah. We all love these gifts, right? Online, gift card, basket. The biggest thing is that once you enjoy them, so leave it alone from value of this application. What we do is a product, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Again, who has Petco in their home or use the Petco program? Raise your hand for me. How long have you had your Petco for?
We for about
20 years, right? Imagine like what can you give to your client that they have. So if you're not familiar, it's American made for over 75 years now. Covered under forever guarantee. So free sharpening if they were to like break or anything happens to them, it replaces it for you and your clients. So high quality is like the Bentley or Rolls Royce of things for your kitchen and home. Okay. What we do, as you've seen, we take that type of product, engrave your info on there, so your name, your logo, you can put a fun tagline like sharpest realtor in town, your cutting edge lender, put cutting my commissions, whatever you want. Now since they're engraved, they're legal 100% tax deductible. So again, just leaving that system in place, it's all under marketing and advertising. Okay. Do you guys know what the IRS typically allows you to write off for closing gifts? Anyone? It's actually only $25 for what? Yes. What can you buy for $25? Right? Not too much. That's Starbucks. Maybe. Yes, if you're lucky, right? Maybe one. So you're spending money, as you said, bringing your funds most strategically. They also, so obviously they make great closing gifts, make great referral gifts. Anyone in this room enjoy getting referrals? Put a fun tag in like thanks for spreading the word, or any way you slice it, I don't do referrals. So we like to keep it fun and cheesy. You might be thinking, do my clients want a knife as a closing gift? Will they enjoy it? So we did do some research to determine those factors. We found two things to be true. One is that all of your clients have a kitchen and they all eat food, so they're going to use it. Our most popular gifts, they're going to range from about $100 to $200. Okay, so again, diverting your funds. And then what we typically do is we'll set you up with 6, 12 months supply of gifts. That way they're ready at the end, you just grab the gift and you're ready to go. One less thing to worry about. So let's say, for example, you need 6 gifts for the next 12 months. We'll send you all 6, just pay for 1 per month. So it's easy to fit into the budget. Let's say you need 12, we'll send you all 12, and pay 1 per month. Again, so it's ready to go, easy to fit. You need 50 gifts, and see as soon as the meeting's over. And I mean, at the end of the day, you don't know if that particular client is going to refer you to their family and friends. Are they going to do multiple transactions with you? Or are they going to be part of that 8 to 13% and forget your name? So the difference is us and what systems we put in place to ensure that they don't have the opportunity to forget us. Now, I understand some of you guys would like more information on our closing gift program, and some of you would like to get started in the program today. So what I'm going to do, you can pull out the handy devices that we all live by. I'm going to give you my cell phone number. Don't text me yet, but just get it ready and you're texting me. I'm going to give you my cell phone number. So it's 562-715-8863. Again, 562-715-8863. Don't text me yet, but if you just want general information on the program, just text me your name. I'm also, as a thank you, I'm going to do a raffle at the end of the day. So when you text me, I'll automatically introduce the raffle. Text me your name so I know who I'm speaking with. And then if you want to spread it on the platform gifts, or for the first time, or reload on your gifts for clients, I want you to text me the words I'm in. What I'm going to do today for the first 3 people that wanted to venture the program is I'm going to lock you in for half price engraving, which is good for today and all future orders with me. So half price engraving for life. On top of that, you're going to get our quantity discounts. And I'm going to buy you our most popular piece of pet food for your own home collection. Now you get to experience the quality of the product while your clients do. So half price engraving, quantity discounts, and the pet food for you when you get started on your program. I'll do that for the first 3 people. So if you want to be one of the 3, make sure when you text me, you put the words I'm in. That way I know to save the spot. You can text me now, and thank you for having me today. Have a sharp rest of your day, guys.
Thank you. I haven't had my pet little quite for 20 years, but it's been about 15. And the engraving is still on there too, which is amazing. As far as that, it's really great product.
It is.
And we love it too. So we love it, right? Awesome. Daniel, let's go to the next slide. We got some closings to celebrate. We had one in San Diego. He was a road player on that. So congrats to Andrew. Josephine on a lease here in PV. So congrats on that. Daniel, let's go to the next slide. I had a lease here in PV. And I have one in Irvine as well too. So I think one of she drives all over the place. Deal with anywhere in California, he's gonna go and do it. Awesome. So we got some new listings that are popping in. If you are on Zoom, I can't necessarily see if you're here or not. So unmute yourself if you'd like to, share info about a new listing. But Josephine has one in Torrance. looks like a nice property. Bree has one in Gardenia as well, so make sure you reach out to them if you have anybody interested in those. Lisa has one in LA, Randy has one in Valencia. And then Lauren has one in Rolling Hills Estates for lease. And then Dee Dee has one in Dee in Orange County. She's in LA. She's on the on the hill here, right? So that one's what I like those. Did you go and check it out? Tell us a little bit about that one. That's good for you.
So this is really, really adorable, wonderful. Close to Bird Street in Public Hills, so you have tons of like celebrities, writers, stuff over there. Turnkey ready to go in, one of the smallest properties on that whole hill. But it's beautiful view, patio, has a big patio with a view of just like.
That's awesome, right? I haven't seen more in like sounds like there's something around that. Think about that. And you know, talk about, did you know that Maureen told me that Periscope was an arm and Periscope was a little baby, right, Maureen? She was Maureen, you didn't know it, she's kind of like undercover as far as that goes. She was the original, $1 million listing LA agent. So we got a semi-celebrity, right? Daniel. We have a really cool thing that we're doing for this quarter. Each quarter we relaunch it, right? And if you want to do it night this quarter, the whole thing's going to be on Zoom, but there's going to be a little bit of a twist to that. So rather than it being me or James has been doing a lot of the sessions every session, it basically is going to be all on Zoom. It's basically some national instructors that are doing it from all over the place. There'll be instructors from East Coast, West Coast, Mid-America, as far as that goes. It's going to be from 6 to 8 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm actually leading the opening session tonight, so you'll get me tonight if you go out tonight. But it's all on Zoom, and I think the cool opportunity for agents is you're going to have agents from all over the West Coast, not just our market center too. So you'll be able to develop relationships with potential referral partners in other areas if you want to, engage in that. And like I said, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the next month. So it ends pretty quick as far as that goes. And I think one of the really, like I said, cool things about it is getting a mix of different instructors, being able to connect with agents from other locations. And one of the unique or neat things that they're doing with this one is the content from the course being taught on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but then they're doing a tech session on Thursday. So everything that you learn on Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday's session is going to be somebody teaching you or showing you how to utilize commands to accomplish all the things that you learned that week. So there's a tech component to it too, which is really, really cool. And so the whole thing is free because I agreed to be the instructor for this. It said that anybody from our market center can sign up at no cost. So if you QR code, that'll take you to the website to register. You just need to put in the market center you belong to, and then we'll pay for everything as part of that. Okay. So really, really cool opportunity for you guys to make some connections and get to hear from people other than just me, right? Any questions on that? Cool. Daniel, next slide. We got some upcoming classes and events we want to share. So first one is we're going to do a back to school happy hour. So one of the things we decided that we wanted to do is, and this is a good idea from our great piece group, that we need to have fun at least once a month. And so basically what we're going to do, we're going to make it consistent, so you know it's going to be the same. You don't have to memorize it or wonder when the event is. The third Thursday of every month, we're going to head down to the Red Onion, and we're just going to hang out and have a little bit of fun. Okay, so just make sure that you put that on your calendar. Third Thursday every month, we're going to meet in the bar at the Red Onion and hang out. Yeah.
That day.
birthday's over, so whenever you have, I mean. Certainly, but we're not gonna be daydreaming and going over at 3 o'clock, so we'll be heading out. And if anybody wants to go down there, I mean, like I said, we're not doing a formal like thing where, you know, we're getting it sponsored or anything like that, we're just gonna go down there and, you know. And, right, so that'll be the third Thursday of every month, thinking for this one is back to school, I know a lot of you parents out there are really glad that it's starting again. Don't necessarily have the craziness and the chaos in your house, right? Any questions on that? Yeah, remember, Thursday, we're heading over the Red Onion, and it'll be about 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, can't make it. Head over. Okay. All right, next one. We're doing a class next week that I highly encourage all of you guys to come to. Basically what I did is I merged some classes together into one short class that I really am kind of excited about. One of the topics that I've been hearing from agents, whether it's you guys or agents that are outside of KW, and then you know, reading the Facebooks and the Instagrams and all that stuff, a lot of agents are like, hey, I heard an agent was kicking people out of open houses because they wouldn't sign in. Hey, you know, how do I hold an open house anymore? I'm afraid to like have conversations with people because I don't want to get fined, right? And so there's just a lot of questions right now on how to operate and navigate open houses with a lot of insane compliance. And so we're going to kind of dispel some myths. We're going to kind of tell you guys a little bit about, you know, how you should be operating in open houses here. So basically what we're going to cover in this, one, how to actually do a great open house, right? And to maximize the amount of people that come in. So I took a lot of elements from the open house, Keller Williams open house playbook, and put that into this class. And then the second thing is, you know, I took up some stuff from the Value Squared class on how we can build trust, how we can build value with people. Because as we're meeting buyers at the open house, and we're hopefully getting them to sign buyer broker agreements. Well, if you're a stranger that I don't like, know, and trust, I'm not going to sign anything with you. So how do I quickly establish rapport with somebody, build value, and start gaining confidence and trust, so that hopefully people will sign, you know, agree to at least meet with me, or to at least, you know, maybe potentially sign a buyer broker agreement. And then we're going to go over the agreements a little bit on the forms you need to have and answer any questions about those. And then we're going to also cover kind of follow-up. So it's not just compliance stuff, it's from start to finish, how do I have a great open house while staying compliant with everything that's pretty down, right? So we're going to be doing that live in here. I highly encourage people to come into the office, but we are going to be zooming it as well too. And then this is open to anybody. So if you guys know people outside of KW that want to come to this, everybody is welcome to attend this. So I want to just make sure that agents stay out. Okay. Any questions on that? Yeah, this is probably the most excited I have been for a class in a while. So I think the topic is really, really timely and super, super relevant. So that's next Wednesday. Next slide, Daniel. Brandon Lauder is going to see a certified negotiation expert class again. Actually, the first one is this Thursday. It's a one-day event, and you know, pretty good price. It's only $99. And then he's doing another one on Friday. So the one on Thursday is in Long Beach. One on Friday is in South Bay. $99 to get the certified negotiation expert you know, title. And that's one of the cool things that, you know, end of the day, you're going to learn a lot. It's going to help you with negotiating, which is going to be super important and relevant in our market right now. It's going to be negotiating for our commissions. And I think the other thing too, just another title you can throw on your apartment, people like, right? What do you guys have a designation? Yeah, what's your designation?
PD specialist, I have certified negotiation, I also have the 55. The senior. Can't remember.
Yes, so the good thing about that is you can market that to, you know, and that just helps you establish credibility. John, what do you got?
CIAS.
That's
What is that?
Certified investment.
Yeah.
Is that what I thought?
First one that I ever got was the accredited buyer representative, and the reason I got that is, when I was first getting into real estate, a mentor basically said, do this one before you do anything else. And I was like, what? And they were like, well, you're gonna work mostly with buyers right now, and this will help. But the big reason she said was that because the acronym ADR, like when you put that on your marketing stuff, most people confuse that and think that that means that you're a broker, right? Like a associate broker. And so I got that, I wanted a title, and I never tried to speak to anybody, so if anybody asked with that, I never told them the truth. But I was like, oh, it's actually a lot of people did say, so you're a broker? Like, oh no, right? Yes, and that which reminded me when I was in college, there was this professor that had a PhD, and he goes, this whole thing is actually worthless. He said the PhD I call it pilot higher and deeper. He goes, well, because ultimately, he was a criminal justice instructor, and he was like, I've been in the law enforcement for 25 years. There's nothing that my education taught me that I didn't already know that I needed to get, so I could advance what I needed to do. Right? So titles are good. Any questions on this before we move on?
What was the one that was $500?
That was like the combo. That one was,
Oh, that
was like 4 or 5 different.
I took it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know what.
Yeah, so this is just one of the like 4 or 5.
Oh, well.
All right. So we are going to do a session this Thursday from 10 to 11 on basically profit share and building passive income. If that's anything that you're interested in, which you should, because a lot of the people that I've talked to at KW, one of the biggest regrets a lot of people have with it after they've been here for any length of time was I should have actually done something with profit share earlier in my career because I would be making a lot more money off of it. Because this is one of the few things that, when we talk about like investments, right? If I want to buy a room, right? I have to come up with a down payment, and then okay, cool. I got to outlay a bunch of capital up front to make this investment, and then once I make that investment, pipes break, the roof stuff happens, things like that. I'm getting calls at all hours of the night, so I got to work it and things of that nature. And so you got to work for the investment, and you got to come, financial contribution to it. And there's potential the carrying costs and loss and things like that. This is one of the only things that I know of to where there's no financial investment you have to put into it. And the only time you have to put into it is building. You don't have to put any kind of maintaining as far as that goes. Right? And when you're first getting started out with this, you're not going to like make super bucks. There's been times where I've gotten like 23 cents in profit share in a month. But then there's going to be those times where it's like, hey, I need to make this report. I take a weekend trip this month because, I've got $2,000. And, in the extreme cases, we have some people in our company that are earning $500,000 to $1 million a year in profit share. And ultimately, they don't do anything to collect that in. So we're going to talk about what it is, how to build it out, and all of that stuff on Thursday, only an hour. We're going to be here from about 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And we'll go over all things on how to get started with that. So it's another income stream so that you guys can keep your wealth, right? And Anthony Robbins basically says you need to have about 7 streams of income to become a millionaire. This is an easy one for anybody to engage in, even if you're a new agent and don't have a lot of money to make investments. This is the way you can start creating another image. Okay. What's that? Lori asked if anybody has a good recommendation for an estate sale company that is also good at appraisals. So reach out to Lori if you know has somebody that is that as well too. Okay. Any questions on that before we go to the next slide? All right, the next one, we do have a career link. So if you do have people that you're thinking about or thinking about getting into a real estate career, that's actually going to be tomorrow. We're going to do that all on Zoom. So we're going to do 2 sessions a month. One's going to be a Zoom session, one is going to be in person. And so tomorrow's will be on Zoom from 6 to 8. And so if you have somebody that's interested, reach out to Daniel and we'll get a link to that. Oh, is that Thursday? Oh, yeah, that's Thursday. Yeah, sorry. I misspoke. So that'll be on Thursday. Yeah. And we just go over kind of like what it looks like to get into a career in real estate.
For the date. And the tenth of it?
Yeah, today's 10, so it is tomorrow.
Oh, so it's on the same. Okay.
Yeah, no, this was supposed to be, oh, it says Thursday, and that's why it's all messed up. So no, it is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right?
Okay.
Yeah. We have Dustin's fair, and so the next one is going to be at the end of the month on the 24th. So make sure that you, if you want to join in on the fun party band, that you do that. And then I also want to do something here because ultimately we have a couple people that I think that have been on that go on tour all the time and that have that go on Dustin's stuff all the time. And we need some shirts for some people to rep the KW when you go out there. So I wanted to well, you can try to get the but you guys go out all the time and you represent us on tour a lot, so I wanted to make sure you had some swag to wear while you guys go. Of dogs. All right, so you want to get a shirt, you want to go on this. We're gonna probably give away another shirt or two next time we do the bus. So you might be able to sign up for tour and have a lot of food. Maybe you'll
If you want to sign up, let me know. If you know anybody, let me know. It's probably the last reminder on next team meeting. Next week, we won't have any.
Okay,
So it's probably the week on the 24th, we're gonna have that caravan, so let me know.
Last time, like, 2 agents saw us taking off the caravan, and it was all KW agents. They were like, "Oh my gosh, you guys," people like that, and we need to do this. We're the owners.
Yeah.
They thought that that was really good. It's just come and support our agents.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah, well, and I think that was one of the things too, in terms of potentially you guys building your profit share. One of the agents that joined us last month from Compass, we all went through on one of Dustin's brokers tour to her brokers open. And that was a big reason why she contacted us when she was thinking about joining a company, is because of the big, fun and turnout we had for that tour. And so, that could help you potentially attract some people here as well too. All right, any questions on that? Cool. All right, title tips. So we got the grants. So
Alrighty, so, just a quick update, things that we talked about, this reminder at the beginning of every month. About these market updates for everybody that definitely need this for like a newsletter, just like a mail piece or open houses or door knocking, whatever it is. It's for the month of August, the previous month. We have like for stats at a glance for you, sales price, days on market, price per square foot. We compare them like month over month, year over year, etc. We break down all the stats by MLS areas, so we can find like really popular list of target or cold call, whatever it is, and then we'll also have rental stats too broken down. So if you're working with an investor, a really nice way just to kind of get an idea of what the rental market is doing in an area. And we've also broken down by things like houses compared to like town. And we have them for a bunch of cities. So for various South Bay, PV, Rancho Palos Verdes, Redondo, St. Peter, Torrance, etc. No matter what market you're looking at in South Bay, we probably have something for you. And then we're always happy to personalize them too. So if you want your headshot, it's fine. Obviously, it's our information, but we can get these personalized for you. Second thing, actually, John, you kind of asked about this. I think 2 weeks ago about those digest of the compensation amounts or whatnot. So Fidelity Agent One actually came out with an update recently that really makes it easy keeping track of compensation for dealing with like buyers. So if you're putting in an offer with the buyer or like selling a sheet or whatnot, keeping track of like who's paid the commission, how that affects closing costs and everything like that. So the Fidelity Agent One app, just as a reminder for those that don't know, it's a free phone app or iPad app or your app, however you want to use it. But it's really great. It has a bunch of calculators for you for working with buyers and sellers, and they create really nice templates out of it too. So just wanted to do a quick rundown, show you how it works, and show you how you can use it in your business. So this is the buyer monthly payment estimate that you're looking at first. So this would be maybe you're at an open house and someone comes in and says, hey, how much would this house cost me each month? Or you're working with the buyer and they're putting in this one's simple, where all you really need is just a house. So I can put in maybe the open house is $950,000. Maybe the person comes in and says they're doing conventional 10% down loan, etc. So all you really have to do most of the time for this is hit compute. It's really nice. The buyer. So this is the buyer monthly payment estimate. So the bottom left. The nice part now, so the update to the app is now they actually let you keep track of the buyer broker fee. So obviously some situations like you were talking last year about how that person might be paying 3% on top of their actual offer that they're putting in. So the nice part here is you see the buyer broker fee that you can now include in these estimates. The nice part too is you can track whether it's paid for by the buyer, seller, or also split between the two. So what I can do is just change the broker fee. Let's say we agreed to the buyer paying 2.5% on top of the offer. I can hit compute. That gives me a nice monthly payment estimate. You can see this is actually broken down as a part of the fixed cost putting in that offer. So just to show you how this actually changes things. So pay attention to this $38,000 figure right here. So this is basically saying the buyer is paying that 2.5% commission as a part of their offer. So what I can actually do is come in here. Let's say I say splits, maybe the seller and buyer are splitting those commissions. Done. Now you see these fixed costs actually went down a little. Dynamically, you can change these things. You can show the client like, hey, let's take these different situations. How does that affect my closing costs as a buyer? And you can see these in the detailed closing costs too. So like if I go to look at all of them, and I scroll down, I see this is actually broken down for me. These buyer brokers. Yeah, really interesting. And then just to quickly show the seller one too, how that one works. So this would be like listing presentation, and you're just talking to them. They wanted to see if they sold their home today, obviously accounting for all the closing costs, how much would they make sell their property. So all I need for this one is a sales price, so I'll put in $950,000 again. And you see here what this one allows you to do is keep track of the seller broker fee, the buyer broker fee, and then once again with that buyer broker fee, you can say whether it's paid for by the seller, buyer, or split between those two. So let's say in this case, the seller is going to pay 3%, maybe I'll say the buyer agent, the seller agent are going to split those commissions. I can compute. It's new. Yeah, it's a new update. So they did it recently. Yeah, they did. Same thing. It's going to give you these closing costs here, right? I can go to detailed closing costs. I can go to the bottom. I see the buyer broker fee, seller broker fee. So if I'm sitting down with someone, I can have my phone out, show them these costs. They get a really good understanding of how everything works. But even better, let's say you're just trying to do these ahead of time, you can create templates out of it. So I have this information. I click the share button at the top right of the screen. I promise I have a video guide. So you see step by step later how this works. So I can click send full report. That's going to put it in a nice template for me that I can share with that person. I can text it to them, email it to them, etc. Here's those fees broken down right here: the buyer broker fee, seller broker fee, in a nice little chart. Share it. And then I guess a couple quick notes about these which are nice too is you have promenade fees. Yeah. So you can have promenade escrow that's baked in here, so all your escrow fees are just coming in, which is really nice. Other nice features too is like, let's say you don't really like looks. We have different designs. So if you go to templates, you have all these different looks you can choose from. You can even add photos of the house. And also they're translatable to like 13 languages. We have like English, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, etc. So let me show you just quick examples really quick. We have like Arabic, there's Chinese there, English, Korean, Spanish, etc. So you can really easily translate just to share that really easily. So it's a great app. Just play around with it today. I'll share links to games. You kind of see the video guides of how this works, etc. And I do have flyers and those tests. So if you take a look at those, I have 2 QR codes that will kind of show you different resources for the different ones. So you have the buyer monthly payment estimate and the seller net sheet. So if you scan either of these QR codes, it's gonna take you to like a nice resource guide that looks something like this. So where you can see the video guide, see how that specific calculator works. You can see some of the template samples that you can generate for that payment estimate or net sheet. And obviously, if you don't have an account, so you can obviously scan this. This will take you to like a guide to show you how to create an account, but always too, I know people are busy, maybe setting up accounts is not what they want to do in their free time. Just text us, we'll create the accounts, we'll send the login information to you, and then you're just good to go that way. And it's also a really good app. So John was talking about an open house class that we'll be teaching, and I'll share this link with everybody, but this app is amazing for open houses. Like this was something that I was doing a lot of open houses with Fire Rep, and I found out about Fidelity Agent One House Effect when I became title rep, but I think it's just one of those resources that if you're comfortable with and you know how to like talk to someone while navigating these calculators, it can really help you stand out in front of people, especially now in an environment where you have to express value to people that you're in front of. So, and I'll also be doing a class lastly, a couple of classes that are on the flyer. So one is going to be on Zoom. What are the dates?
20th and 26th.
Cool. So the 20th, I actually forgot to tell Dan, that will be a Zoom one. I'll actually be doing that on this app. So on Fidelity one. So I'll be doing like a complete rundown from start to finish. Pretty much every calculator you might even know in this app, how it works, how you can kind of create content with it. Now the 26th, I'll be doing a class on Keller Williams campaign. So kind of some basics of showing you how to work with contacts, but then also how to create campaigns within. So they're trying to do like email blasts, like your database, so maybe people around an open house, or you're trying to run like targeted social media ads. So you have to create these campaigns, how to send them to your database, etc. So that's it for today. A couple of resources, hopefully it'll make your lives a little bit easier. As always, if there's any questions you have about the things I shared today, or like other ways that can help your business, my mom and I are here to support you and help your business grow any way that we can. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Lisa now is gonna give it a little.
I wish I could teach us all how to make a whole bunch of money with crypto, like some people did. Just a little crypto update. It doesn't, come up too often, but I want to remind you guys that at Promenade Escrow, we are one of the very few escrow companies that can have your client actually purchase with crypto. So if you have any clients that are looking to cash in, crypto values have been up and been doing well in the market. But there is a new piece of information that came over from my attorney, Jennifer Felton, and sharing some information about taxes in crypto, because for a long time, we haven't had to pay anything on that. So James, did you play the video? Volume 30.
Yes, so 1099 from an IRS standpoint are to notify the IRS of taxable events. They do not generate taxes in and of themselves. They just are notices relative to a taxable event. So for example, for the sale of real estate, you get what's called a 1099-S, right? So it's a specific 1099 form that says, I sold a property and this is the amount of money that I received. Just because you sold a house for $1 million, and that 1099-S says $1 million, it doesn't mean you're going to be taxed on $1 million. It's just notifying the IRS of a taxable event. So this new 1099 form is to notify the IRS of taxable events relative to cryptocurrency. So crypto is business kind of burgeoning industry. And so figuring out from an IRS standpoint, how to manage it, regulate it, tax it, has been a challenge. So this is the next phase of their attempts to regulate and tax the crypto industry.
So in your opinion, how does the introduction of this broader approach to actually regulating?
Right. So they have been working on trying to figure out how to do this in an unregulated market. The markets that they're used to doing, real estate, the regulated market. The stock market is a regulated market. But when you're in this world, unregulated, how do you build a system? So up until now, all of their attempts have all been designed to create notices at the exchange level. So the exchange is where crypto is going back and forth. But the new rules broaden the scope of who has to report in order to get it beyond just the exchanges. So on a real estate transaction, if there's crypto involved, that would now generate reporting. So a broader group of people are now gonna have reporting requirements. The idea being trying to find every potential opportunity to regulate a tax.
So what role do you see professional tax advice in the crypto space? And now that the 1099 is effect, how does an investor approach finding the right expert?
Well, you definitely need help. But a lot of the initial development of crypto, part of what began was tax. Well, that's fine. So now you do have to report, and if you don't keep good records and accurate information, because the new 1099 form you have to put on it what you bought the crypto for and what you sold it for. If you don't have those records from the time of acquisition, you could underreport or overreport and have significant tax consequences for that. So I would guess that most CPAs are not crypto experts. So finding a CPA or an attorney who understands the space and knows what needs to be done, finding the right financial planners to the crypto space, all of those are going to be valuable resources in this new market, even in again a real estate world. Making sure that if crypto is somehow involved in your real estate, which it can be, that it's being done in a way that's going to be safe and properly monitored for tax evasion.
All right, so wanted to bring that to you guys because you may have clients that are gonna ask you questions. There's also a printout at your seat that has basically everything that you just talked about in it. You can read that and just be prepared. That way you already have a seed planted. One of my biggest takeaways is, Jennifer Belton is a longtime real estate and escrow attorney. Like, she specializes in our field and she's amazing. So when you have a very experienced attorney saying the client needs a CPA that's experienced, trust that and know that that's something that you really need to tell your client. So even when they're asking you for some basic information, which you can, maybe re-spit out this information you learned today, but the end result is making sure that they're connected with somebody who knows what they're doing and that they're getting proper tax advice, because it is a new sector and it is, new information. So you want to make sure as the best help. So just know that when an escrow officer tells you like they need to go seek counsel from a person or their CPA, we're not licensed in that area. It's not because we don't want to help, it's because we want to make sure they get the best help. Just like maybe you don't give them escrow answers or you don't give them title answers, you go to your professionals. You need to make sure they're going to a professional as well. So this is just a little seed of information. If you have questions, you can stop by my office. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew in case you got asked a question out there in the field.
Do you know of a
I
field?
I've reached out to a couple. I don't have one secured yet, but as soon as I do, I'm gonna try to ship that information. Because, yeah. I don't think anybody's claiming to be an expert yet, and then, navigate through learning the laws, but as soon as I have somebody, I will make sure. Great question.
So in your real estate world, are these increasing?
So they have not been. I anticipate starting to see them again because the value of cryptos have gone back up. They were so low for so long, nobody was exchanging crypto. This has definitely been a way that people have been purchasing property. Either they're using portions of cryptocurrency as a down payment, maybe just for their closing costs or a portion thereof. There's been several transactions where it's been a buyer who buys house completely with crypto. So it's definitely out there and it's happening. It just depends on somebody's position in that environment. I imagine that this 1099 VA situation is going to change people wanting to actually buy the crypto because there's not going to be a benefit in it. They used to feel that they were not be taxed on that much because it wasn't US dollars, it was a different type of. So this might actually change what we see in the real estate world with crypto, but it'll have to unfold and go from there. So any other questions on that? I have one more slide yet. In Mark Daniel's 1-year anniversary with that. We are beyond the. Write it down right now. So pleasant, so willing and eager to help each and every one of us. So thank you from all of us, all that you do day in and day out. We just really appreciate it.
There we go. Anybody ever have to deal with the government on reporting income? You know how they you on that? Anybody have a clue? I think that that's to me, and so really, and don't go after your members, whether it's you or a client getting to advise them on that stuff, really, really important. So basically what happened to me is I was living in the state of Washington, but I still have my real estate license in California, and I belong to a broker in California, but I hadn't sold any stuff. I got a bill from the franchise tax board saying, you see, you got an active real estate license based on what the average real estate makes. We are basically billing you for $20,000. That's what we thought. That's what we figured you would owe us. So those are just guess. And I got out of it because I was able to jump through a lot of paperwork unnecessarily, prove that I have anything in California. But that's kind of what they do. And so making sure that you report is super important. All right, Daniel, let's go to the next slide. There's something I want to go over. Actually, there should be another thing in there. Oh, there we go. It's skipped. So unskip that. Let's get that on there. Merry Christmas, guys. Why do you guys think like Merry Christmas stuff?
It's early now.
Beginning of fourth quarter. So in reality, December's a few months away, but we are like in December of the business world, right? Because if you're going to try to finish the year strong, well, hey, we got less than a month really to finish the year strong. Because ultimately, if I'm going to go out there and lead generate, and I'm going to go out there and prospect, and I'm going to go out there and do all of this stuff, what are the chances that you're going to close before the end of the year, right? Because if I find a buyer right now, cool, I'm open to know. I'm going to find a buyer. We're going to meet. I'm going to get them pretty, approved. We're going to look at some houses. We're going to negotiate on some deals. We're going to get one accepted, and then we're going to get into escrow. Likelihood of you closing before the end of the year starts to really diminish once we get past September, right? And that's why I wanted to bring this up here is because we got to really start preparing now for the new year, right? And so what we're going to start doing every Friday at 1 o'clock is basically the MREA business planning clinic. So rather than doing a big long all day class, we're going to take elements from the business planning clinic and then just repeat those on Fridays, and so that you guys can really hone in and build the income you want to have and live the life that you want to lead as well too. Because real estate, it's not rocket science, it's just math. And once we know our numbers and once we know what we really want, then we're going to be able to create a good plan for profits. So what I want you to do, Daniel, is if you can quickly, at home really fast, scan the QR code because we don't have can't give you copies of what's here. But for everybody else, there's a worksheet that I put on your guys' desk. I want you guys to take a look at real quick. This is going to help us as we start to navigate building a good plan for you guys for the coming in, right? And then Daniel, now click the QR code. This is what's on your guys' desk. And what I want you guys to really pay attention to is if you want to come to this class, which everybody should want to come to this class, this session on Fridays. And we'll do them too, is you need to do a little bit of work before you actually come. Because if you don't know what you want, or you get there, it's gonna be hard to figure out how to get it. And so what this is really about is kind of taking a thermostat of where you're at and what you actually want to achieve, right? So I'm gonna skip over the first part, you can read that. What I really want you guys to pay attention to right now is number 1. And it says the amount of money I need to pay for my lifestyle and get out of it, right? So what I really want you guys to do for free work for this Friday is figure out how much money do I really need to make this next year, right? And I'll show you a quick, easy way to do that. You need to volunteer. We're going to do a real example. Who wants to volunteer? Before I fix it. Any? All right, Maureen. So if we were to sit there and say, what's the dollar amount that you need to get? First thing you gotta need to look at is what are my monthly expenses. So these are, and you could just throw a number out. You don't have to give me an exact estimate. So basically, a monthly fix is the things that, hey, I have to pay this no matter what. So I pay my $3,000 mortgage. I gotta pay my, $500 or $600 car payment. I have to pay. So the things that are the same amount, you have to pay them. So just give me a number. So okay, hey, listen, I need to make. I have fixed expenses of $15K every month, right? Second one is what are my variables? And so variable expenses are the things that you don't necessarily have to pay for every single month, but you kind of do, right? And so what those things are is things like having my haircut every day. Hey, I have my electricity bill every single month, and obviously, even though you have to pay it, that ranges as far as that goes on, things like that. So what are the expenses that maybe they're not set, but I'm going to typically spend every single month on groceries, things like that.
God, I think I deleted that.
Okay, so let's just say we're going to take this down to like say 12K, and we'll say that it's right. Okay. So that's the difference between the two. Third one that we need to pay attention to are basically I call it dreams. This is the fun one. And so, what is there? Is there this amazing vacation that I want? Do I have a credit card debt or car payment debt or whatever like that that I want to pay off? Do I want to fund this buy an investment property? So like, what are the goals that I want to do for this next year around those things that aren't necessarily expenses? And then how much does that total? Right? So just throw a number. 100K? Okay, cool. So Maureen's got some big goals, right? And then the fourth thing that we're going to throw in there is basically our total. And so Maureen at this point is, if we're going to say 12K a month, that's 144 a year. That's another 36,000 a year. So 144 plus 36 is 180, and that would be 280. So once we got that number, we can say, okay, that's 280K that I need to make. But do we need to also make a little bit more money than that? We need to make a little bit more money than that because we just talked about taxes. And so the taxes, Mr. Taxman's going to take some money out of that as well too. So basically what we're going to need to do is we can multiply that by about 1.3% because we figure we're going to pay about 30% of taxes or so. So then that number comes out to 180 or 280 times 1.3, about 364,000. Right? So that's kind of how you fill out that first line, the amount of money I need to make to fund my perfect life or my life for next year at least. And then now we know that number, we can create a plan around that. I'm not going to go too much into how we're going to do that. You got to come into the session on Friday. But ultimately, I want you guys to go in, fill this paperwork out, whether you come to the sessions on Friday or not. I want you to fill this out and get those to me. Because even if you don't come to the session, I need to know how to coach you guys to get what you want next year. And so I'm not going to know that unless I know what you're trying to aim. Does that make sense? So, make sure you fill that out, get it back to me. You'll definitely need it for the Friday sessions. If you don't do the Friday session, still want to fill it out and get it back to me so that we can work on, helping you guys create a good business plan going into next year. Okay, all right, thank you so much. Let's give Maureen a big hand for helping us out. And Maureen, to help us out, we have. So, Maureen, yes, next time I'm gonna do a little bit more volunteer. So I got 3 folders over here. There's something behind each one of these, and I want you to tell me which black. But you like the black one. Sure about the black one?
I like.
Okay, so you like it. So what's behind the black one is an envelope. You want the envelope or do you want to like go through? So you'll take the envelope. Okay, so now basically what's in the envelope is something. So it's a ticket, and so the ticket for you is hit that page, and when you give that page your office, I'm going to cover your office. So what you didn't get, but behind you look all behind all the folders that. One was you could have gotten. So I think you got it. Pretty good.
I have about a.
You got 100 of those, so you can get better than 80 bucks. So yeah. Yeah, so we're ready to figure out that you have to put it, right? Okay, you got yours. So we're going to order the orders. All right, so a lot of stuff on tour today. Everybody seemed like they took the long weekend off last time. So there was only, I think, 4 on the entire list last time. 2 pages worth of stuff to go on tour for today. So Bree and Joel, you got your shirts, go out and wrap it together for today. And let's go out there and check out our room. All right, you guys have a great week, and